At some point, Cam Thomas made a decision that changed how teams would deal with him going forward, and it had nothing to do with what he was doing on the court. He turned down a multi-year deal in Brooklyn and chose to bet on himself, which on the surface is something players do all the time when they believe they're capable of more. But that kind of decision only works when you control your situation, and that's the part he never really had, because once he turned down that deal, his value became tied directly to opportunity. He needed consistent minutes, consistent touches, and a defined role to prove he was worth more, but at the same time, the team he was playing for weren't in a position to guarantee him any of that. So now he's stuck in a position where he needs the ball to raise his value, and he needs minutes, but the team he's on aren't built to give him that responsibility and aren't inclined to help him prove them wrong either, which creates hesitation before he even steps on the court. From a team's perspective, you're looking at a player who wants a bigger role and a bigger contract, but you're not fully convinced he fits within what you're building long term, so the risks start to outweigh the reward. If you give him that opportunity and he produces, now you have to make a financial decision you weren't planning on making, and if he doesn't, then you've taken touches away from players you're actually trying to develop. That's why the commitment never comes, and once Brooklyn, the team that drafted him and had the most time to evaluate him, decided not to lock him up long term, it sent a message to the rest of the league about how to approach him moving forward. From that point on, he wasn't viewed as a player you build around, but as someone you bring in to test, evaluate, and move on from if it doesn't fit quickly. And when you combine that with the fact that he still needs real opportunity to show his full value, it creates a cycle where every situation becomes temporary, every role feels conditional, and instead of growing into something stable, he's constantly trying to prove himself in environments that were never designed for him to fully succeed in the first place.